Hi, and welcome to CAWcreations, a podcast about knitting and books I've read. Saturday, July 21st, 2018. I am Cheryl Ann, Cheryl Can on Instagram and Ravelry, and Cheryl Ann at CAWcreations.org if you want to send me an email. If you're a new viewer, thanks for popping in. If you're an old viewer, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. I've been podcasting for over a year now, and I'm really enjoying it. Big news! A new pattern has come out through Fleece and Harmony. It's the Baby Boo Blankie or Baby Boo Blanket pattern. It just came out this week on Ravelry, and Fleece and Harmony will have it up soon on their site. I'm really excited about it. It's made out of Fleece and Harmony Baby Boo yarn, which is 100% lamb's wool yarn. And it's soft when you get it in the skein and you knit with it, but then when you wash and block it, it just pops. And it's got a really, I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of a zigzaggy fiber in it that just makes it soak up water like crazy. And then so it will take a long time to dry, but then when it dries, it's just so soft. Oh, I love it. I love, love, love it. And so what I did for the pattern, the knit blanket for the pattern, is I used Cupcake on the outside, which is a color that incorporates all the colors in Baby Boo. And then you can use whatever color you want on the inside. So I used their colorway that's called Blankie. It's a light blue. It's really, really cute. But they have Sprout in a green and Clementine for a light orange. Oh, they have so many colors. You just have to go on their website and look at them. And the blanket was designed by my friend Karen Shaw. And I love it. She designed it for her nephew, and it's covered in kisses. Just little X patterns all across the blanket. And so what it does, it's got a seed stitch edging and then this covered in kisses. So it keeps your interest as you're knitting it. It's a really fun little pattern to knit. And the nice thing about it is it's 8x8 stitches, 8x8? I can't remember, but the X's are very small, so you can make it bigger or smaller quite easily if you choose to. But we just have it at a nice baby blanket kind of size. I forget what the measurements are, but it's on the pattern. And of course, I don't have the blanket here to show you. I went out to Fleece and Harmony yesterday because I was going to pick up the blanket to have it for my podcast today. And we got talking about a whole bunch of other things, and guess what I didn't do? Sorry. But I'll show you a bunch of pictures here. And as you can see, like, these pictures I took out in my backyard right after I finished it. And the problem is I have to learn how to use the grayscale to make sure the colors are true. So the picture with the hostas, the colors aren't true at all. But the picture on the back fence looks really good. And then if you go to Fleece and Harmony's website, you can see what the colors, the true colors are, because they get a professional photographer to take the pictures and the colors turn out true. And I don't want to misrepresent what their colors look like. So. Oh, I guess I do have one finished object. One finished object that I can show you, and I have a whole bunch of things I've been doing that I can't show you, which is the joy of being a designer. So being a designer and a podcaster makes it kind of hard to show you everything I'm working on. So that's why I tend not to have as many podcasts lately when I've got a lot of patterns coming out. I've already posted the Scrappy Soap pattern B, which is a basic rib on a soap, whatever size soap you want, in the ebook of patterns for the 2018 CAWcreations knitting calendar. And come August, we have the Scrappy Soap C, which is the Scrappy Soap cable pattern. So this is the cable pattern. I've just been re-knitting things. I'm using Fleece and Harmony yarn. So this is Fleece and Harmony in Pearl, and I love how it makes the cables pop. And the one thing you have to be careful of when you make these, because Fleece and Harmony uses greener shades dye, sometimes a little bit of the color runs out if you use a really bright color from the really bright color palette. So when I use Blueberry Preserves on the first cable one, that I'll put a picture in here, when you went to wash with it, it would turn the water kind of a bluish purple. It didn't get on your hands that it would color your hands, but it's not very nice for someone who's just washing their hands. So I'm tending to go with some of the lighter colors, the yellows and the grays and the naturals when I do the soap covers now, just because I've learned that. We have the Great Canadian Soap Shop in Brackley, and they do goat's milk soap there. And I went into their room of seconds, and I bought approximately 100-gram pieces. And each piece, because it's a second, it's not perfectly shaped, but who cares? If you're going to put pretty knitting on it, you don't care what shape it is. So all of them are around 100 grams. I think this one's 110 grams. And then all you need is about 10 grams of scrap fabric to put on them. And I'll show you a number of little pictures of them. They're great little scrubbies. And the neat thing about them is the wool felts as you use the soap. So it kind of scrunches down around them too. And it feels so nice on your skin, especially when you use Fleece and Harmony yarn. So that is perfect. So that is one of the things I have finished. So whips that I've been working on is my Arcadic shawl. I got the pattern when I was in Valley, and I got the wool from Gasbro Valley Yarns, and I ripped it all out, so I'm restarting it. So I really don't have a lot done, but I like it's rustic fiber. It's really a nice rustic fiber. They Fleece Artist dyes their yarn, and I love Fleece Artist colors, so it's going to be gorgeous. Is there another picture here? I just love the way this pattern looks. I just don't want to give away all the tricks and stuff. But it's basically it's a leaf pattern. It's a leaf pattern across it. Oh, it's so nice. I can't wait to get it done. But I have to finish all the other things I've been working on. I don't have really many other whips that I can show you. I've done 1 or 2 rows on Vicky's blanket. I've done 1 or 2 rows on Gavin's blanket, and the rest is pattern designs. I've been doing a lot of the fingerless mitts design that's going to come out with Fleece and Harmony in the fall. So I'll show that as we get closer. If you follow me on Instagram, I've given sneak peeks of it, but I've got to stop doing that now and wait until it comes out. The other thing I've been doing this summer is I've been selling stuff through the PEI Craft Council, so that's been interesting. I don't think I've sold anything, but I've put a lot of different things in. And I suppose people aren't into hats and mitts this time of year, so that's why the soap covers have come out now. But I'm trying to source everything from Prince Edward Island, so that's been fun and interesting. So I just was going to talk a little bit about a knitting plan. I was watching This Old Knits podcast, and Nina just finished a fade sweater. So of course that made me decide I need my fade sweater done, and I want it done for Rhinebeck so I can have a lighter thing to wear if my Binsey is too warm for the temperature. So I've got the Fleece Artist Natural Parks collection, and I'm going to fade it. This is Fundy, New Brunswick, and this is Banff, Alberta, and it is Greenwich, PEI. So I think I'm going to fade them that way, where I'm going to have Greenwich up top, and then Fundy, and then Banff at the bottom. But I haven't quite decided yet, so I haven't put it together yet, but we will see. I love Fleece and Harmony, or Fleece Artist Merino. It's so soft. So this is the Merino nylon. So it's festival socks. Are they all festival socks? Yeah, they're all festival socks. Oh, this one's Merino Slim. Oh well, I think I should be okay. Anyway, so that's the plan. Obviously, I was picking yarns for colors, not for types of yarns. Okay, now I'm just going to sit here and cuddle my yarn. That's probably not what I should do in a podcast. So that's really all the knitting stuff I have to talk about. I'm really, really sorry. Oh, also, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's been going on and a bit about a book I'm reading. There's a couple of books I'm reading, but I'm just going to talk about the Gentle Art of Swedish Death Claiming, which is the book I just finished. And it's kind of a cute little book. It's written by a lady. She says she's between 85 and 100, and she talked a lot about having to clean up places after people had died, and how she's now starting to clean her house before she goes, and how important it is for you to go through your stuff and decide what you really need and what's just taking up space and energy being in your home. And so I'm not neat. I'm so not neat. I think you could call me a slob. I know you could call me a slob. I just don't like to admit you could call me a slob. So this is just working me towards starting to get a handle on sharing stuff. And when I've read a book, to pass it on to somebody else who might enjoy it, and only keep those 4 or 5 books that I might reread again. And what I find happens with my book collection is I have my 4 or 5 books that I reread regularly, and then I have those, and I give away the books I really like that I'm not going to read again. So I'm left with the books I don't really like and the books I really, really like. So I've got to start to get rid of the books I don't really like. And that's been going well, but starting to go through my stash of yarn. So yeah, I was talking about the Margareta Magnusson's book, The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. It's a light read. I read it in one evening. And it's not dark like people think it is when you talk about death cleaning. It's really a tongue-in-cheek book about keeping track of your stuff and taking time to go through what you have and remembering the important activities you've done, but then letting go of the stuff that's associated with it and just keeping things that, just a small amount of things in your house, and how much better that makes you feel. It's a good little read. There's not a lot extra in it from what you look at when you read kind of the short versions online and Pinterest about if you're looking at minimalism or going through your stuff. But I liked it. I was glad I read it. So it's a cute little book. The other book I want to talk about today is The Secret of Goring Park. It's by Christine Gordon Manley. It's just been launched in PEI. She wrote it about a park in Newfoundland where she grew up. It's a lovely little children's book. She says it takes about a half an hour to read it aloud to a child. It's got beautiful pictures by the illustrator Laurel Keating. And Laurel Keating is also from Newfoundland. And it's a book about a statue and a fairy that winks at the younger sister, and the older sister doesn't believe her. It's just a beautiful little read, and I really liked it. So I went to that book launch this week, and I got Christine to sign this book for my niece, whose birthday was yesterday. So I can't wait to give that to her. So that's all about knitting and books I've read. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's been going on. I did make one more purchase recently. Darn Good Yarn was selling skirts made out of saris, and I got their deal that was get 5 skirts for the price of 2. So it was really good. I'm shorter, so I got 4 minis and 1 long skirt, and the long skirt drags a bit on the ground, so yes, a long skirt doesn't work for me. No matter how much I want to be 5'5", I am not 5'5". So, but the skirts are wraparound skirts, and there's 2 layers on them, and they're really comfortable. I like them so much better than wearing shorts in the summer. They're just so much cooler, and it's nice to be able to help out women in other countries. So I was really, really pleased with that purchase. And it came with a gift bag that I'm going to gift as one of the stash or shelf prizes when I pull some more winners from that, which I will probably do around my birthday. So that's the first weekend, or around August 8th. So that'll probably be the next time I podcast when I'm off on holidays. So I will draw winners then. Other than that, we've been enjoying the beach here, and I'll post a few pictures of our favorite beach, and just playing tourist when we can. I haven't had any holiday time yet, so I will have my holiday time in August. So it's been a wonderful summer, and until I talk to you again, happy knitting and have a wonderful day. But what I do here is we have the Great Canadian Show. The Great Canadian. Is there a reason you have the music on when I'm trying to podcast?
Oh, sorry, didn't even realize.
I'll be just about 10 more minutes. Okay.
Cool.
I can edit it out, but yeah. No problem.